Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Lisa Grace and today I am in Rockport, Massachusetts by Motif Number One. This is the most painted building in America and it's right where I am and I am here to paint it. So I'm very excited. It's a beautiful day, a little windy, but all the right vibes for great painting.
I always wanted to look through this stuff. It does help because you're just kind of like blocking out all the other things.
The town of Rockport was a beautiful place. From the fun houses, to the lovely shops, to the marina, to the ocean. Everywhere you went in this small town was magical. What I loved about Rockport is that there was such an established creative community there. As you walked down the streets, you saw artists selling their work, teaching classes, or painting live in their studios.
So I just took a picture of the scene I wanted with my viewfinder in front. So I have my viewfinder set to 8x12 panel because that's the size of the panel I brought. And so I just kind of picked what I wanted to do so I could decide between these two pictures, like these two paintings, and I was just looking at them deciding which one I liked better. And I definitely liked this better. This is a fun little hack for me, at least to like kind of decide exactly what I want. And I also can use this to sketch out my scene in more like of a precise manner. So, just a little pro tip there.
People flock to this town for artistic inspiration, both now and for the last 100 years. But let me tell you a little bit more about this Motif Number One that I'm painting. Motif Number One was built in the mid-1840s as a common fishing shack and was used as one until around 1930. In the 30s, the U.S. Naval Fleet docked in Rockport and the locals used the fishing shack as a place for meeting and for watching ship launches. Later, the Red Shack became an official veteran memorial. As time went by, Rockport began to gain a reputation of being an artist's haven. Another thing Rockport is known for is their lobster, so my sister, cousin, and her friends got to go try lobster for the first time and just have fun exploring the area.
How's it going, Zach?
I'm trying to figure out if there's actually... Oh, these have meat in there. Kind of skinny lobster. Very good.
I got a hot dog.
No lobster.
Got some, what are these?
These are lobster cakes.
Lobster cakes and Greek fries as feta.
Wow.
It's delicious. Both of them got a lobster.
Do you like it though?
That's
It
nice.
tastes good, right?
We went down this scary hall to get to here, but it's beautiful. The water's so clear.
Oh, look what we were sitting on.
Nothing.
Go Kate! Go Kate!
So what's your plan today?
My plan is to try to get this building right because it's Motif Number One, first of all. And number two, to try to see if I can erase some of these boats and just simplify the painting where I get sort of imagine where the water is if I can, and look at some of those trees and a little sky in the background. So I'm trying to have just a little bit of each above and below. So zooming in a little bit. So let's see.
As I was painting Motif Number One and thinking about the creative community that built it up and supported it, I was just reminded of how thankful I am for my creative community and my family. In my family, we have so many different kinds of artistic people, like painters and musicians and authors. I'm so thankful for the encouraging and uplifting environment that I get to be in. It reminds me of how important it is to have creative community in your life. To have people who will build you up when you're creating. People who will encourage you and push you to get better. For me, it's even fun having a community of people who do the same thing, like my dad and I painting. It's so fun to see how our different visions and perspectives can paint the same scene and it turned out totally different, but both beautiful. My brother found a coffee shop down the street and got my dad and I some coffee. He saw my Nana and my cousin in the coffee shop when he got there. It's so fun to have my family around when I'm painting. And it's even more fun when they come to visit.
I've watched enough of Alyssa's videos that I know what burnt sienna is now.
He can recognize a burnt sienna when he sees it.
When I was here, I was wondering, how did Motif Number One get its name? Well, here's how. One summer, an artist taught an art class in Rockport and told his students to go paint something that caught their eye. When his students would return to him with their paintings and show him, he noticed that a lot of them had painted the red fishing shack. Motif is a French term for a theme within a work of art that often repeats itself. Some people say that this art teacher gave the fishing shack its name. A student goes and paints the fishing shack and brings it back to his teacher. Upon seeing his painting, his teacher said, "What? Motif Number One again?" The name stuck, and since that time it has been called Motif Number One.
I've always wanted to look through this thing. It does help because you're just kind of like blocking out all the other things.
Yeah, it gives you a good context for like what you could actually put in one thing.
I always like, I see you with this and then with this and I'm like, what does that really do? Like, but it does really, like when you're on location you see.
And then also it's this, you see that says 8 by 12? That's the size of this panel. And so it makes a big difference if you have 9 by 12.
Oh.
And so you can have the exact size of what you want to like
I didn't even notice
perfect.
those little
So
dimensions.
there's all these different dimension things. So like if I looked out here with a 9 by 12, it would look so much different than an 8 by 12. So that's the difference between this. You can kind of like
That's like a rough kind
like,
of guesstimate. Yeah.
guess with like line it up with your fingers by the panel and see that kind of thing, but it moves really easy. So I'm enjoying the more loose feeling of this painting than others. Like this building, I'm leaving it like that. Because like the farther back it goes, I'm kind of going with the theory that the farther back it goes, the less detail it should have. So trying that new kind of idea today and running with it.
This painting was filled with a lot of firsts for me. First time painting the ocean, even though it's just a horizon. First time painting this many buildings. First time painting this many boats, or boats at all. But all of these first times came together to make a lot of learning and a lot of fun. While there were many firsts in this experience, it also marked the end of something. The end of the plein air experiences I had on the Behold tour. But let me just say the Behold tour has been an experience of a lifetime. A trip I will never ever forget, and I'm so thankful that all of you guys could experience this with me. In Rockport's case, all it took was a red fishing shack to bring hundreds and thousands of artists to the one spot. Motif Number One is now the emblem of New England. It's on lobster shacks, it's in restaurants, it's on postcards, stamps, everything. Motif Number One is the image of New England. All because a few artists decided it was worth painting. What do you think is worth painting? When we create paintings, we have the opportunity to say something. What do you want to say?
sketch done, so I'm gonna try to put a light color wash if I can.
It's been so much fun enjoying this journey of learning to paint in plein air with my dad. I've seen my dad grow so much in his painting skills since we started. This painting from Rockport might just be one of my favorites he's ever done. I just love how inviting and fun it feels.
Could paint with my coffee, see? I had my cup right here. And the wind just had a little gust, blew it straight over. See, that spout over. Came straight out. That's actually my coffee. I kind of like it. Put a little coffee on there, coffee stains.
I don't always get the timing of my plein air paints right, but this day I did, and I had the opportunity and space to add fun little details and elements that sometimes I run out of time and light before I can add them.
I'm thinking I'm just about done. I'm gonna add one more little thing coming up the top of this boat here. A few little things. I think I'm just done. Wow. Oh, I see one more spot. It's easy to miss these little patches without paint. But yeah, wow. This one was really fun to do. This one was very different than what I've done before with all the boats and just kind of like this harbor. I've done the lighthouse in a harbor before, but definitely never boats. I'm really pleased with how this one turned out, and this was such a fun time to paint. Harbor Master. Dad, you want to come see my painting?
Oh, yes, I do.
Come see.
Oh. Look at this, how charming and how sweet and wonderful. I love the layout too. Like, you really have a good eye for both color and layout. This is wonderful. Look at all the detail on this. I love these parts. Is that our buoys, you think? Mm-hmm. Little buoys hanging off there?
That's what Nathan said, at least.
Okay, gotcha. That is so cool. And you got some like masts from the boats in the back. That just turned out so well. Sorry, I keep looking at this boat too. Right here, like all the detail and the perspective on these boats. Like, that's hard.
Thanks.
I wanted to erase all my boats because I was way too intimidated by that.
What guy's yours?
You chose well. So I got
Wow.
different like strategy, sort of style going on here.
This is
I sketched it all
so
out with burnt
great.
umber first. I wasn't really planning on doing it this way, but it turned out like.
It looks like a little town you can just go into. Wow, it feels like I'm on a boat, like in the water.
Oh, that's fun. This is a fun.
You,
way
like,
to do it.
the way you zoomed this painting is so great.
Thank you.
That's really good.
Yeah, you did that with your, I think your last one or one before that. You've done that several
One
times.
of them.
You zoom it in and it becomes this great layout. And I wanted to try that.
You did great. This
Thank
is
you.
wonderful.